What is up everyone, Matty here. In today's video, I'm gonna show you my Studio One template. Let's go. Okay, so here is my Studio One template, and when you first open it up, it looks bare, which it's not. Everything's hiding over here on the mix window. So I have a drum bus that has a couple of my plug-in chains ready to go, then high percussion, then bass, then main music, I call it, and then vocals. So those are where all the music stems are gonna go. Sometimes I'll create another one called guitar if I need it, but I start off like this. After that's another set of buses. So I like to have multiple places to turn things up and down. It just helps you with your gain staging getting to your mix bus. So that's why I have another set here called All Effects, which is where all my returns are. Now, you're like, well, where are the returns? I actually hide them here. I wish I could do this with a folder, but you can't in Studio One, so it is what it is. So I do it this way, show related channels, and here's all my different reverbs. So I'll run through these really quick. I got a room, which is the Seventh Heaven reverb, my plate, which is a pure plate, just the one from UAD, and these change. Sometimes I switch them up. This is my micro, which is kind of a widener. It's a Valhalla Space into EQ, just cutting some stuff. And then finally, there's the Waves Imager. Then the AMS, this is one of my delays. So this is the one I like to use. I like the way these delays sound. And this goes into a filter because I don't want to hear a lot of the low end or the high end for my delays. This is another thing, the same delay as this one, and that's going into my reverb. And then sometimes I'll set up other delays if I need them, or I can just change the timing on these. Next is a spring. I really dig this plugin lately, and I've been using this on vocals a lot. So I have a spring set up. Valhalla Vintage Verb, you can't do a session without this. And this is usually taking the place for my halls and stuff like that. And then lastly is another Seventh Heaven, which I have for chamber sounds, but I'll change it sometimes. Sometimes I like to use the CLA Epic here, depending on what kind of music I'm doing. And so, you know, I don't really need to see these all the time. So that's why I have them hidden like this. Because if I need to change something for my room, these are all my sends. They're set up on my main vocal bus, and I'll move them around once I start mixing. But I can double click the room, and the room comes up, and then I can double click AMS, and this comes up. So if I need to edit any of the actual plugins, just double click, and there they are. So that makes it easy just to hide them, and it's just less stuff that I have to scroll through. Next to that's all drums. So all the drums and the bass go here. All music goes, what you would think, all the music goes there. So if it is guitars and vocals, they're both gonna go here. And then all my vocals go here. Also, the effects, if you see, go here too. So most of my reverbs and stuff will always be going to vocals. If I need things for like drums or music, I'm either putting it right on the insert, or I'll create a new send and just have that go out whatever bus. So if I have a reverb for my drums for like snares and stuff, I'll send that out to all drums. Next is the mix bus. And you'll ask, why don't I just use this main output? Why did I create another mix bus? Well, there's a couple reasons. First, because you can see all the final tracks feed this mix bus. Then this goes to my final mixing and mastering chain. Here I have the God particle, Enfuse, which is disabled because I don't always use it, and then Ozone 11, which is a go-to for me. I will add other plugins to this if needed, but this is a great starting point for me. So that goes there. And one of the reasons is I have this adaptive metric AB set up on another channel. And the way I have this routed is the main mix is sending to this AB, you know, at full level. And then I can load my rough mixes in AB and leave it on B. And then my rough mix is going out to another set of outputs called rough. And the reason I do that is so on my, you can't see it in the video, but on to my right, I have my Trinnov controller. I can switch from main mix to rough mix. I like to have it on a button instead of having to open up the plugin, hit AB. You know, I know it's a small thing, but I've gotten so used to working like this that I have to do it. The other reason I have a mix bus track is when I have to do a fade, I'll do it on here. That way it's not affecting any sort of compression by turning it down over here. All this is set up so that it's really easy to load in stems. Let's just load up some of these sounds here, right? I just drag them in, hit save. Always make sure, if you don't know, to have this so you import your external files into this session. So if you send it to somebody, it's not missing. And then I can just go like this. I'll go here, and I have this set up on my Stream Deck, but it hits pack folder, which converts it to a folder, right? And then I switch my output to bass. So the 808, that was the 808. And so now that's going to my bass bus. And then I can group other things. So this is hi-hats, and bongos, right? So I'll take both of these and I'll hit my pack folder. It packs them into a folder, and I switch this to high percussion, right? And then claps, that will probably go to snare. And then all this stuff, right? This is all music stuff. So I'm gonna pack folder and hit main music. So within a matter of seconds, I can have all my tracks that I'm importing to mix go to the certain buses I want really fast. And then if I need to change things, I just open the folders. So it makes things really streamlined and easy, not only to be organized on this edit page, but also to have everything ready to go on my buses here for gain staging purposes and all that. So that's basically how my template works in Studio One. Let me know if you guys have any questions about it in the comments below. If you do need your songs mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. You can find my courses and presets there as well. Talk to you soon.